Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am.
Nino Brown Boxing, I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Man, I thought I started the video, but I guess I didn't. But let's get right into it. I want to talk about Canelo Alvarez, Danny Jacobs fight. We all know what happened. Canelo got the victory. Danny Jacobs lost his IBF title. So Canelo is currently the WBC, WBA, and IBF middleweight champion. If you want to throw in that weak-ass Ring Magazine belt, you can throw that in as well. But I mean, me, I'm big. I'm big on unification. I love unification bouts, and definitely hats off to Canelo for actually making that fight. Me personally, I would love to give Canelo top 3 pound for pound fighter in the world, but due to the excessive strategic movement by Canelo and his team, a failed drug test, I can't give it to him. I just can't. I would love to, but I can't do it, man. But pound for pound aside, I would basically want to say, like, what's next for Canelo? I don't have any type of issue with the decision. I feel like Danny Jacobs was not aggressive enough. He gave Canelo way too much respect. He displayed his power too late in the fight. I feel like if he would have showed his power early on, like similar to how Keith Thurman came out against Danny Garcia in the first round and pretty much set the tone of, like, I have the power, basically. Danny Jacobs could have did that, and I feel like I would have put him in a better position to win, but he didn't. Danny Jacobs seemed like he was just okay with just being in there with Canelo, and that's that. So it is what it is. Danny Jacobs gone, put him out the way, whatever. Now, Demetrius Andrade, I want that fight to be made. Like I said, undisputed middleweight champion. I feel like that will bring Canelo a step closer to me wanting to put him number one pound for pound. But like we said before, Canelo always have some bullshit-ass stipulations in his fight. And to me, it takes away from his victory. Like, even though it doesn't take away from it fully, I just feel like he doesn't like to fight on an even playing field. He takes every opportunity to, tip the scales in his favor every single time. And, to me, it's just bullshit. Like, you can't necessarily call yourself the best, if that's the case. All those fights he had at 155, fighting at catchweights at 164, and it's just a lot of bullshit with me. But I want him to fight Demetrius Andrade. If he stops Demetrius Andrade, that makes a statement. It seems like every time Canelo he's been in a big fight at 160, at middleweight, he's not getting the stoppage. And to me, he's not winning in devastating fashion. I'm starting to think that Canelo definitely has respectable power at middleweight, but he's no knockout artist. He's not even a knockout artist. He's not even a knockout puncher at middleweight. I feel like Danny Garcia is more devastating at 147 than Canelo Alvarez is devastating at middleweight. But let's say Canelo becomes undisputed. If Canelo becomes undisputed, I think Canelo can set his legacy up, become undisputed, face Jermell Charlo. If he can beat Jermell, or if Canelo loses to Jermell, he gives Jermell a rematch and see how that goes. But let's just say, hypothetically, Canelo can get Jermell out of there. My damn phone keeps falling. Let's say Canelo can get Jermell out of there. You're going to have guys coming up from 154, like my guy Jarrett Hurd. I truly don't believe Canelo can beat Jarrett Hurd. I believe that, not including Jermell Charlo, because I feel like, not including Jamal Charlo. I don't know if I've been saying Jermell all this time, but not including Jamal Charlo. I definitely believe Jamal Charlo has the ability to do this as well. I feel like Jarrett Hurd and Jamal Charlo will go in a fight with Canelo Alvarez, not giving a fuck about his name, his reputation. They're not going to give him any respect. I feel like they will pressure Canelo, and they will go in there on a mission to try to whoop Canelo ass, unlike all of these other guys who get in there. It seems like they get under the lights, and I don't know, man. It's just they don't perform as if, in a way that I believe they can perform. Me personally, I didn't even feel that Danny Jacobs had that in him. I mean, in previous fights leading up to this Canelo Alvarez fight, Danny Jacobs was definitely underwhelming to me. I felt like he was fighting down to the level of his competition in those fights, but this Canelo fight, it showed me like that was just Danny Jacobs fighting on Danny Jacobs level. But Canelo can definitely set a tone to make a statement for his legacy. He definitely can. He has an opportunity to do it, and I definitely want to see it done. Like, aside of all the bullshit that is associated with Golden Boy Promotions, I like Canelo as a fighter, but like I said, all of the other bullshit that goes along with his career, it's just, to me, it's just annoying. As a fight fan, it's definitely annoying. But with the guys coming at 154, I'm big on cleaning out the division. And like I said, I truly believe my guy Jerry Hurd will clean out 154. He'll move up to 160. And if him and Canelo make that fight, if Canelo makes a fight with Earl Spence Jr., I personally do not want Earl Spence Jr. to jump up to 160, even though I don't believe that he will. I want him to pace himself, and that may become a mega fight 2 years, maybe 3 years from now. I'm all for it. Both of these guys neither one of these guys are 30 yet, so when they get like 33 years old, I feel like that would be a perfect opportunity for that fight. 32, 33, when they have like fully developed their grown man strength. And it's one thing when you're entering your grown man strength, but it's another thing for your grown man strength to be solidified. You're comfortable with it. You understand it. I feel like when they get around 32, 33, they'll be at that point. But Canelo has the opportunity, him jumping up and fighting that 168 bullshit ass fights, and talking about him fighting Sergey Kovalev. I don't see Canelo fighting Kovalev at all, unless like Kovalev is coming off of a KO loss in the first round and it's some bullshit. You know how Golden Boy rolls, man. It has to be some stipulation. It has to be some particular reason where that light heavyweight appears to be extremely vulnerable. That's the only way I feel like Canelo would even take a fight like that. But Canelo has an opportunity to show his greatness, but he has to insert his dominance. Canelo, he gets a lot of bullshit ass decisions, and the judges favor, they tend to favor Canelo a lot. And I feel like the best thing Canelo can do to end that narrative that the judges are on his side is to basically just start putting motherfuckers to sleep. It's really as simple as that. If you start putting these guys to sleep, nobody can say, oh, Canelo got the judges on his side, it's rigged, Golden Boy has these guys in his pocket. It's either it's going to appear that these guys are laying down to Canelo, or Canelo is he's just that dominant. Until then, it will be this narrative, unless we have a fight where a guy's been knocked down 3 and 4 times. Shit like that, okay, great, dominant performance, hats off to Canelo. He earns every bit of glory that he receives from that type of fight. But until then, it's just a bunch of talk. It's a bunch of, oh, I feel like this guy won, I feel like that guy won, but Canelo got the nod because it's a popularity contest. But that's just my take on it, guys. It's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'm out.